Hi friends, David here from Above AVL, and today we're looking at another new fixture from ColorKey. We've looked at a lot lately, and this one is the Mover Halo Spot 100. Okay, this one's a little bit different. So in probably the previous few videos, we've looked at the Creator series, and this is the Creator Spot 250 right here. This is the Mover Halo Spot 100. So the difference between the two is that the Halo Spot 100 is about half the size, but about half the brightness in theory. So let's take a look at it and let's see what we actually think so that you can make the best determination for what you need. And of course, as always, our gear experts are always standing by at aboveavl.com, ready to help you find the perfect lights when you're looking to add lighting, sound, or video to your rig. Okay, so the Mover Spot 100's got a couple things going for it. Actually, I'm just going to pull power here to look at it. So physically was the most surprising thing to me, right? Because I mean, and this is, a trope and a marketing thing in lighting, right? Is that, this is a 200-watt spot, the Creator Spot 250. This is a 100-watt LED spot. This doesn't mean that this 100-watt is half the brightness of 200 watts. Generally, as wattage scales in LED source fixtures, assuming all other factors are the same, they don't get bright as fast as they use more power. Okay, so higher wattage sources are less efficient, is another way to say that. The 100 should be more than half the brightness of the 200. But what really got me is, sure, in theory, it could be as small as half the size, but it legitimately is half the size. I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny, it weighs very little, but it's got a really solid build quality and it's got a real Omega bracket for the mounting on the bottom. So this is like a solid step up from a little mini moving head, like those 25, 50 watt, 75 watt mini moving heads you see. This is a solid step up. Like the quality of the optics, the quality of the feel is really a step above those, as well as, having professional things like a real Omega bracket. So if you're tearing it down and setting it up, you don't need tools. It's really quick and easy. DMX 3-pin and PowerCon blue and gray in and through. Again, that's something where a lot of other fixtures of this size on the market are going to have IEC plugs. And we all know that IEC plugs can be fine unless they wiggle out. And in a permanent install, sometimes that happens. Then you got to get a ladder or a lift in the space. You got to plug it back in. All the fixtures that are chained through it are affected. It's not good, right? With the PowerCon, you've got a locking plug, so you're never going to have that problem. Okay, so powering it up, you can see it's homing up nice. It's very quiet. I would say about the same loudness level as the Creator series. And that's another thing is when moving heads get smaller generally, what happens is you're packing fans to cool them into smaller spaces, which means that they generally get louder. As the light beam turns on and the fan ramps up a little, it is a little bit louder than the Creator series, but it's not excessive. Okay. So again, louder environments, music clubs, children's ministry, places like that, it's going to be no problem. Live music DJ, not going to be an issue. Maybe not in a church sanctuary, right? Okay. But overall, really nice. I'm really good. So taking a look at the beams here, we're going to use our pan here to move them. You can see there's a little bit of difference between the beams. So I'm going to look at them and compare them. Okay. So on paper, technically, okay, these have approximately the same beam angle, and we can display those on the screen. And I'm just looking physically at the circle of light that's coming out of it. You're going to notice a couple things, and this happens a lot, okay, is that I would say the 100 is probably, I don't know, 60 to 70% of the brightness of the 200 in terms of the visual look of the beam. However, the 200, as you can really clearly see, is a fatter, a wider beam, so it makes a little bit more impact. Again, these are the decisions that manufacturers make when they're designing a fixture to say, hey, we can make it more narrow. We can make the aperture of the beam where it comes out smaller. Okay, you see this is a little more cone shaped and this is a little more fat versus, making it wider and covering more space, but it being kind of dim. So overall, pretty solid, looks nice and bright, really nice. So let's take a look at some of the options of this fixture. I'm just going to turn off the Creator Spot. Boom. to take a look at this. So as I mentioned, this is a spot fixture and it also has the halo. We've talked about the halo that ColorKey's been doing in some recent videos, but here I want to show it to you. So we pull up the halo, and the halo is so stinking nice. And here's what I like about the halo is it gives you another effect. It gives you another tool that you can use on your stage to make an impact. You see, when you get it in the dark with the halo, it really pops out and really gives you an interesting perspective. Like if I go ahead and turn off the actual light beam, okay. Oops. Oh, that's right. They did it a little funky in the profile for Onyx I requested, not on ColorKey. That's on the profile request. But you can see, similar to these light bars that I have in our background, this halo creates just a really interesting vibe, something cool that you can add in a dark spot on your stage that's a different look, right? And you can have the halo, and then, you can add in the actual intensity. Let's fade it in to see how it fades. It fades really nice. Nice, smooth fade up. Let's just go back down quick. Yeah, fade out's not bad. Really looks nice as I get down low and pull it out. Man, modern LED fixtures are just so much better than what they used to be. Fades really nicely. Okay, so you can have both. And then, of course, you can go ahead and you can turn that halo off. Okay. And so you see now it's catching a little bit of blue light from the light around. Um, and so you get a lot of different looks out of it. But as mentioned previously, not only can the halo be on, but you get colors, right? Colors look so good. So here we are popping it in green. Let me just go ahead and kick off the beam intensity. Okay. And then, like the Creator Series fixtures, I believe we have some sweet macros. So you have some macros. Yep. So I can set a background color, or I can set white as the background for the macros. And then the actual macro is here. And we can see, actually, I'll pull it over here just so you can see a little better on, I think, camera 4. So on camera 4 right here, I know in my other videos it ended up a little bit out of focus. But you can see now it's running the green, the foreground color on white when I pull up that macro in the console. There are also like rainbow patterns too, which look really nice. But if I go back to a regular pattern, I can switch between background color and white. And so in this background color selection, I actually have the ability, and it might be hard to see on this camera. I think it's auto exposing, but I have the actual ability here to select a background color for that macro amongst all your colors, or the background color can be off where it does a cool chase like that, or it can be white. So you have all of these different options here when it comes to choosing the background color that comes out of this guy on the macro. And the beautiful thing is the main color of the LED ring as well as the intensity are fully controllable. So you can have the full ring in one color, you can fade it in and out, and that's going to be the biggest thing. Like these little rings have been on fixtures for years, but for a lot of times it wasn't that useful if you were actually programming an event, right? If you wanted to have a smooth transition, really theatrical, have it come in really smooth behind a band on a slow song, fade out smooth, that capability wasn't there in previous fixtures with these kind of things. Now we're seeing manufacturers do that. So you have some actual control and you're able to fade things in and out really smooth, make it really nice. Now let's look at the actual main aperture. Okay, so bring it back up to, bring it back up to full. Okay, so what do we have out of this fixture in terms of feature set? Okay, so we've got a color wheel. Okay, number of colors probably 7, which is typical. But again, it's not my job to read the spec sheet to you. Okay, and so no split color control unlike the Creator series, so they made it a little simpler, I believe. So you got a nice little selection of colors there. Okay. Then you've got a Gobo wheel, a single Gobo wheel, no rotation. So again, it's a more simple fixture, but we've got a variety of Gobos. They're a little more DJ centric just because, they kind of excel a little more at patterns on a surface versus in the air. So you see, we've got a selection of Gobos here. This one looks really good in the air. But the majority of these, this is a hearts one. It's upside down right now. The majority of these are more for projection on surfaces. Then we also have a 3-facet prism. Gives you some nice, it's kind of a good balance, I would say, between separation and spread, where you get a little bit of separation. So if we do the lazy man's pan, you see we get a nice look in the haze. That's what you get from a prism when there's separation, where they're not fully overlapping. That's when it looks best in the haze, where you have some gaps there. Okay. But this one, but a lot of fixtures, like beam type fixtures, if they have a 3-facet, they'll be even more spread apart and they don't look good on surfaces. This prism really balances the two worlds really nicely. And, that's about all she wrote. So, pretty simple spot fixture, has some really nice features under the hood, and comes in at a really compelling price point. And that, I think, is what sets ColorKey apart. So if you're interested, check out the Halo Spot 100 at our website. It's like this really cool middle ground between mini moving heads and a bigger moving head like the Creator series, or other fixtures that at the time of this recording sit at around $1,000. This has got a lot of the brightness of a bigger fixture, a few less features and options, but a really small size, compact, really great value. And so overall, feels great, looks great, is fun to play with, and it's something that I would put in a rig in a small venue for a gigging band, etc. And the thing, of course, that we always love about ColorKey is in their attention to detail. Every fixture they make has either a bag or a case, or both options. So if you're gigging, if you're not in a install, but you're in a temporary setup, you can get the bags, you can get the cases. They have it for every fixture, so you can protect your stuff as well. All of it is at aboveavl.com. And of course, we're always here to help you. Just use our contact form or email us at GEAR at aboveavl.com. We'll put that on the screen. If you think this might be the fixture for you, send us photos of your space. Let us know what you do. Let us know what other fixtures you're using it with. We'll give you our honest opinion. We'll tell you if this will be a good fit for you or if it won't. Okay. And we'll make recommendations, help you get the right thing for you in your hands. And then we want to serve you for decades to come for all your audio, video, and lighting needs. That sounds good. Hit us up at aboveavl.com, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks.